All right, guys. So in this video, we're going to teach you how to create a screen, a horizontal screen for your mirror booth. Your mirror booth, typically, if you have like the Divine Lux or the Lux, the Encore, and you're running darkroom and you have the vertical screen, your screens usually look something like, let me move this out of the way. They usually look something like this, right? So they'll typically have something. Just show you the elements, backdrop, which is something that you make on Canva. The dimensions on this is 1080 by 1920. So that's the dimensions of your screen. And once you have the dimensions, then let's say you're going to be only doing one photo. Maybe you want to just double click on here. And actually, these are individual files. So this case, I'll just delete. Click on this, delete, and let's say if I want my picture to be horizontal and I just want one photo to show, then I'll do something like that. And then I have my live view, which is this box. If I click on it, it's always best to do this with like a mouse just so you have more control. If you don't, you could try it with your fingers. But yeah, all these elements are different things. So leave these things, you can move them down. That's your start text. It looks like we have two of those. We don't need two of those. We have our countdown, which is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we have our buttons, which are here. And to make those, you make sure you guys watch that video on how to make these. I'm not going to go over that, but you should have some in yours. And you can move those in those areas. And now I'm ready to go. So if I'm going to be displaying a horizontal photo, I want to do my live view as well as my main photo that's going to be previewed as horizontal. Okay, now that I'm done, I'm going to hit save, and then I could just do one photo, and then I could just put like a little note for myself. That way it's just one 4x6. So that template will always be there. And you saw how I did that by just hitting save as, making sure that it saves here in your X Drive booth screens, and then make sure you label it whatever you want to label it, and then hit save. Once you hit save, you will then get bounced back to this library where you single click it and click choose. Okay, now that that is set and ready to go, now I'm going to make my photo strip. So what I'm going to do is click on settings. You can click on output. You can click on choose. And now I can design a one photo strip template. So I'm going to just make one from scratch by clicking on new. And this one I'm just going to do sample 4x6. You guys could label it whatever you'd like. Make sure it says page size 4x6. I'm doing that. And then make sure if you decide if you're doing horizontal or vertical, select there. But since we're doing horizontal in this video for your mirror booth, let's click on this. And then last but not least, we can click on here, select the background color that we want on our photo strip. And there we have a blank template. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add our artwork, whatever type of design that you guys want to include. Feel free to go ahead and just add your designs. Let me see if I have anything on here. Let's go with something like this. Like if I'm going to be designing for a wedding, I will do something like this is their monogram here. And then I'm going to add one photo, which is this little button down here. Click OK. I have one big picture. Now I'm going to use my fingers to pinch this down and make it a little bit smaller. And now I'm just going to make this as big as I can. And there you go. So you could do something like that, or you could do something like, you could do that orientation. I mean, there's so many different orientations that you can do. You could do something like this. I typically like something like this, where it's just like one giant photo, so I can get as big as I can. And then, yeah, you go from there. Keep in mind, the more you stretch, the wider your backdrop and your frame gets. So if you have a backdrop that's like, let's say like the aspect ratio is like right around there, you maybe want to just leave it like that versus doing it like this, because then it's going to put in like, you know, other things that are not, you don't want in the shot. So just make sure that it's like a good like 3:2 ratio type of thing. Um, let's go something like that. You could do something like that. And then if you want to get fancy, double click. You could add a frame around it if you haven't done so. Typically, most of you guys already have designs already pre-made, and then you could just upload it here by just hitting add artwork, and then adjusting your frame wherever you want. Once you're done, you can hit save, and then again, sample 4x6, and then it looks like I have one already. So I'm just gonna hit -1, and there we go. Now I have my photo strip designed, and I'm going to click on choose. So now, just to show you guys, I have my screen that is made for ready for one photo, and then I have the print that is going to be printing out a 4x6. If I am printing, I am checking this off. If I'm not printing, I'm unchecking this, and then it will give my customers the option to email, take a picture and email it. It will also save the photos into your event folder that is designated on your desktop. So I'm going to minimize this and just show you it's right here. There you go. And there you have it. So that's how you successfully create a um, screen for the mirror booth as well as a photo strip for the mirror booth, doing one photo on 4x6. Sorry for the noise in the back. That's my dogs. And then one more thing I'm going to cover in this video. You saw I clicked on global settings on the top right hand corner. To ensure that your printer is connected, you want to just go ahead and let's assuming that it's not there or it's not connecting, you're going to remove printer. If it's there, you're going to click on add printer. Make sure your printer is on and connected through your USB from the printer directly to the back of your booth or to the USB port. Once that's confirmed, make sure you select your printer. Most of you are using the RX1 or the DS40 or the 620. Whichever one it is, go ahead and click on it and hit add printer. That it'll show you here. If you know it's connected, it'll show you your serial number, how many prints are remaining, how many prints are in the lifetime of the printer, and so on and so forth. And then a good thing too is just for remaining, just a little quick note on that one, it'll show you how many prints you have left. So that way, if you go to an event and you're like, hey, it's a 300-person wedding, I'm going to do 6 hours, you're going to maybe want to have an extra roll of paper in the event that they go over if you only have 200 prints. So that'll be a best way for you to prepare ahead of time. Other than that, you guys are set and ready to go. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Other than that, feel free to reach out in the community page on the app, and we'll be able to help you even more there. Thanks, guys.